Where were you born?
Oakland City. Little Cali, the same place little baby from.
That's in Atlanta?
Yeah, by the West End.
And you still reside in Atlanta?
Yeah.
What was it like for you growing up in Atlanta? Can you paint that picture for us?
It was hard. Like, I grew up out stealing cars, robbing, shootout, all that.
That sounds tough.
It was tough.
Somebody watching this might say, growing up with that description you painted, and that was a very generic, simple description. We didn't get into any real details yet, but did you have the opportunity to move so you wouldn't have to be around shootouts or this or that?
Not really. Like, my parents didn't have like all the money back then. Like, just up and move. So I just had to go through it.
Sounded like you were in the streets very young.
Yeah, very young. Probably like 11, 12. I ain't number 18.
Were you able to graduate?
I ain't graduate. I dropped out.
What grade?
11.
Almost done.
Almost. I just didn't make it.
I want to dissect some of this stuff that you mentioned and kind of get like a little history here. But when you say it was hard, right, growing up for you, what do you think the hardest moment for you was? Hindsight 2020, out of all the moments that you may have faced, all the experiences that you may have faced, what was maybe the bottom point for you?
Like, not be able to eat when you want to eat. Like, you know, like going to school, everybody be fresh or whatever they want to call it. Not having the money to get what you really want. Stuff like that.
You grew up in poverty?
Yeah, I grew up in trenches. Real trenches.
Was your family ever able to move to a higher class financially? A lower middle class, upper? Was there any point while you were in your 18 years they were able to do that or no?
Not till I just turned 18. Well, now they can. Like, they got the money now. So now they can, they want to move.
Have they moved?
They still ain't moved. Still in the trenches.
Because they don't want to?
Yeah, I guess they at the point now that they probably don't want to. Cause back then they wanted to, but you know, it don't calm down a little cause we ain't on the same storyboard back then. You know, we rapping now, going to the studio every night, going out. But back then we just like shootouts, folk and raw, all type of stuff like that.
When it comes to shootouts, you never got hit though?
Never got hit.
Ever been close?
Yeah, I done been close to getting hit.
How many shootouts do you think you've experienced?
I'd say over 100.
Over 100 shootouts?
I done been in a lot of shootouts.
That sounds unbelievable.
I know. I done been in a lot of shootouts, a lot with different people.
And you've managed never to been shot. Very lucky. How does one survive a shootout?
Shit, you gotta be smart. Like, some folks just be thinking they just hard. They gonna stand right there while the bullet flying. You gotta know how to take cover, come back up, and just handle the business.
There's people watching this that have never heard a gunshot go off in their life, right? They might have seen it in movies, TV, video games, but not in real life. And then there's some that experienced, being shot, may have shot a gun themselves once in their life. But 100 times, I mean, that almost sounds like you're in the military.
Like last summer, before baby got out of jail, we were having them like back to back. Like probably morning time, get out of school, shootout. At nighttime, you shootout. Wake up in the morning, another shootout. get home from school, another shootout, like it was like back to back every day, like non-stop.
Do you feel like, you know, people that go, and this is like a war description you're painting, people that join the military and get into war, sometimes they get PTSD? You know, where they go crazy. They have
they
nightmares.
Lose their memory.
Lose their mind. Go crazy. Do you feel like you?
See, I still be having flashbacks. Like I be just thinking about it sometimes, but like I don't let it get to me like how the military folk do. I don't just let it get to me. That's why I just be. Sometimes I take drugs to help it, or like sometimes I just try to get it off my mind.
Self-medicate, or a doctor actually gave you medicine for it?
Self.
What did you take for it?
Sometimes I be drinking lean, smoking weed.
Are you paranoid?
I ain't paranoid. I don't think he'll never get to that point.
These shootouts, is it gang-related stuff? Is it gang activity?
See, I wouldn't say it's a gang, cause it ain't like Blood or Crip. It was just we had a little crew called Hot Boy Crew. And then it was just like we were beefing with folk, and we were just shooting out back to back.
So it's beef.
Yeah, like really beef.
That's amazing.
But some folks ain't never witnessed it. Like some of these rebels, they be capping. Some folks ain't never witnessed shootout, like how you said. Like some folks ain't never shot a gun. Some folks ain't never witnessed a gunshot or heard none of that. Heard gunshots or nothing.
I mean, just listening to this description, I'm speechless personally. I don't know what to say. I've done an interview with another rapper, and I think it was Rilo.
Oh yeah, I fought Rilo.
And I believe he said he's been in like 25 or 25 plus shootout. I can't remember what the exact number was, but when he told me his number, I couldn't believe that. And your number is
it real out here.
Quadruple that. Are you worried? I mean, as you're doing rap now, as you're doing music, are you worried? You're not paranoid, but the stuff that you've experienced, even 100 shootouts, right? Are you worried that this could come back to you later in life? Like, whatever, beefs, whatever, you know, could this trail you? Could this follow you? Or is that stuff done?
Like, see, it's stuff still going on out here in the world. Like, how folks be saying they hope they past don't come back and harm them. Like, I feel like it can come back. It just probably be at, like, probably not this time, but like it could be another time he'll probably just come back and just harm you.
You're 18 years old. Are you surprised you've made it this far?
Very surprised. Some folks don't get to make it at 18. Like, for the stuff I done witnessed and seen, some folks don't even make it to see 18.
What did you think you would at least make it to? Did you have, like, you know what, 16 is probably...
Like 15, 16. Probably like, 16.
What do your parents think of this stuff?
See, my parents don't witness a lot of stuff I done did. Like, they done try to stop it, but like really can't be stopped, cause like that's what's going on.
Now, when it came to you getting involved in the streets at age 11, that was a reason, or that was a means for you to make money?
For sure.
At 11 years old, you know, different states have different rules when it comes to jobs and stuff like that. Was it a thought at first to get a job at 11? Or that wasn't?
That wasn't a thought.
Mm.
That wasn't a thought.
When it came to street activity, and you mentioned a few things, was it a friend or family member that put you onto it?
It just like, I just got out there. Like, you know, stuff around you, influence you to do stuff. So like, it was just going on around me, so I ain't had no choice but to just get in it.
Now, obviously, when it comes to street activity, that can have an array of consequences, right? One of which you just mentioned, violence, like shootouts. That's something that can stem from street activity. I mean, aside that, you have certain levels of stress, the looking over your shoulder feeling, jail, death, these types of things. Did you know this stuff from the jump at 11 years old when you got into it, or no?
I ain't know that what all came with the game until I had to really get deep into it and just really learn what all come with it. But now I know.
I know there was a point in our conversation where you said something to the fact like, you know, you weren't as fresh as other people. Something about I think you said something about clothes, right?
Like you don't have the money to do what everybody else do.
Right. Do you think that had something to do with you jumping in at 11 years old? Or it was more so just the poverty in that environment, you just needed to figure out a way to get some money?
Like overall, I say I just need to get some money, but like I feel like they had something to do with it too, cause like just going to school, seeing everybody free, you the only one, then folks joining, then like you get to find somebody join you, so then I just had to get out there and get my own money so I can be at least look decent.
Did you ever go to a school that had school uniforms?
Yeah, I went to plenty of schools, had school uniform.
Does stuff like that help from something like this happening?
I 100% agree. I say it help. Because if y'all have on, he have on uniform, how can he join you?
I guess the only way at that point to join somebody would be if you guys seen each other on a weekend, and then you would see how somebody's dressed and things of that nature.
How they really dress or something like that. On a weekend, you probably just see them out, something you outside doing, you ain't got no business or something like that.
Or if you visit somebody else's house and you see like some of the stuff they have inside their house.
Yeah. Like
video games or, you know, electronics, or somebody's got a huge TV. Well, I don't got a TV that big.
Yeah.
Must not be doing so good. But when it comes to school uniforms, not every school is the same. When it came to school uniforms that you've experienced, was it head to toe, or was it just, you know, pants and shirt, but shoes, you could choose whatever you wanted type of thing?
Yeah, it was just the collar shirt, little khaki pants, but you can wear any kind of shoes you want to wear.
Does that kind of defeat the purpose of a school uniform?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I say, if they would have did, they should have did it head to toe, cause some folks still ain't gonna be able to afford the shoe they want to wear. Like, I only had one school that was CEP. Like, you couldn't wear no red shoe, no blue shoe, cause they was saying like it's gang related or something like that. Mm. But like other than that, you really still wearing whatever you want to wear.
When it came to street activity for you, did you have an exit strategy with it?
For sure, like wake up in the morning, trap, like a method. Like you gotta like really know what you're doing out here. Like that one you said, like when I was 11, did I know what I was doing? I ain't really know until I had to really get into it. But like when you get into it, you'll find out everything.
But did you have like an exit strategy? Like, did you have like a plan to get out of the streets, to get out of street activity?
It's not really. Like, I ain't really have a real plan to. Like, I say this: if baby would never got out of jail and start rapping, I'd still be in the street. Like, he really helped a lot.
Mm. Where does your relationship span with him?
Like, see, some folk think like I just met him, but like I knew him way before he got locked up. Like, we got a strong bond. Like, that's my big brother.
Not biologically related.
Yeah, not biologically. Like, but like brothers.
Do you remember how you first met?
We just grew up in the same neighborhood. So like I probably came outside one day, just seen we used to chop it up. Then he got locked up. But when he got out, like our bond got better.
Do you remember what age or what grade maybe you were in when you guys started getting cool?
I probably was probably fifth or like just going to middle school, probably like 6th grade.
Ever attend school with him?
I ain't never attend school with him.
And between you and him, he was rapping before you?
Yeah, he was rapping before me.
I see. Now, thinking back, hindsight, 2020 with street activity, any regrets?
No, I don't really have no regrets. Like I feel like if it happened, it was meant to happen.
Was it worth it? Was the risk worth the reward, or what you got out of it when you did do it?
Now that I like bettering myself and like know what's going on, I say it wasn't worth it.
You hid it from your parents at first?
Yeah, they ain't know about it.
How'd they get hip to it?
I had just own up to it and come home and tell them what I had going on.
Now, when it comes to street activity and it comes to school, there was a point where you dropped out in 11th grade. I know sometimes kids that are 1 foot in school, 1 foot in the streets, sometimes that street activity, it can consume them. It becomes full time.
Become exciting, like it just something you want to do.
Did you quit because you were making so much money in the streets that it wasn't worth going to school, or you were just full time with the streets that you didn't have time for school? What was the reason for you quit? If that wasn't the reason, what was, I guess? Hindsight 2020.
Like I feel like the reason I did drop out, like, cause I was making like a lot of money in the street.
Making more than other kids that had regular jobs in school?
For sure.
Were you making more money than maybe some of your teachers teaching these classes?
For sure. Like I was making enough money. That was why I just, like you were saying, like at first I was 1 foot in, I was going, then sometimes I didn't want to go, then I just stay home. Sometimes I go, but I just had to make up my mind, like, what I really want to do. So I just had to, like, come up with a clue to, like, what I'm going to do. So I just went on and dropped out.
What was your parents' thoughts when you made that decision?
I ain't gonna lie, they were mad. But, like, I had to just tell them, like, what it really was.
Now, do you regret that decision at all, of dropping out? Do you wish you would have stayed into it and finished it, or no regrets there?
Yeah, I wish I would have stayed in.
You did. Now, when it comes to growing up in the environment you did, what did that teach you? What did you learn from that? Growing up in poverty, what do you take from that?
I ain't gonna lie, I take a lot. Like, if you really ain't got no real friends, like really you shouldn't need calling nobody your friend. Like, you should be your, like, they're your, like a boy, if he your friend, he really should be your brother. I learned, like, you shouldn't trust a girl, cause like I know Whitney, like, you get locked up, she gonna fuck your partner, all that. I learned a lot. Snake, like, it's a lot of snakes and out there, all type of shit.
You've been locked up before yourself?
Yeah, I've been locked up before.
Juvenile stuff?
I done been locked up in like grown up too, but like only one time.
And was that a charge you were able to beat?
Yeah, for sure. They were like a little. I had hit the police, and then he just locked me up.
Hit the police like with your body? Hit the police, or hit a police car, or?
Nah, he tried to grab me, so I'm like just stop touching me. Really, like I was just standing in the street. I wasn't doing that. he tried to grab me and I just like swung on him and he just slumped me and locked me up. But I beat it though.
You did. And that was an adult charge you got?
Yeah, that was the first adult charge.
When it came to your life, in the beginning you said it was hard and I asked you what your bottom point was. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, what do you think was your highest point from you, your most positive point? If that was, experiencing these shootouts in the streets, if that was the bottom, was there a high point for you? Hindsight 2020, thinking about these 18 years that have passed by.
I'd say the only positive side of it was when I was going to school. Like that was when I was going to school. I'd say it was the only positive. And like I used to have a little girlfriend back then. She used to try to keep me in the house, like tell me don't go do this, don't go outside. Like she helped a lot too. Like try to keep me from doing bad, do the good stuff.
Still got a relationship with her in some kind of way these days or no?
Yeah, that is my baby mama.
Ah.
So we still talk, from now and then for the child.
Were you a teen dad? What age?
I had my first child at 17.
And that was before you, no, that was after you dropped
Yeah,
out.
that was after.
Now, do you find out you have a baby on the way after you had already dropped out, or did that have something to do with you dropping out as well?
That was after I dropped out.
What kind of kid were you in school overall? How would you, characterize yourself?
I used to be in the fights like every day. That was one of the reasons I got kicked out. I got kicked out before I dropped out. Got sent to alternative school. They said I was doing good in alternative school. They sent me back to regular school. I got to fight again for one of my brothers. Like somebody had tried my brother, so I just came outside the class and got to fight again. They put me out of that school. Then I was just like, I ain't finna keep going back and forth with these schools. I just went on and dropped that.
Why were you getting into these fights? What was causing this stuff? I mean, that one fight you just mentioned was you kind of defending your brother there, but
yeah, that was.
These other fights that you were involved with.
See, I'd say one, they was folks hanging, but I ain't gonna lie, I don't free pick someone like Jay wanting to do something, Jay hit somebody for no reason.
Would you consider yourself a bully back then?
No, I wouldn't consider myself that. It was just like, that was just something I was just doing.
I remember when we were talking about beef in the streets and stuff like that. Did any of those fights have to deal with something in the streets and the beef stuff? Was any of that related to any of these fights or no?
Oh, no.
You were just kicked out that one time?
I got kicked. See, I was going to Carver at first. Got kicked out of Carver. Then I went to CP. I got sent to Washington. I got kicked out of Washington too. I got kicked out two schools.
Expelled?
Yeah, expelled. But like I say, everybody who look up to me don't follow my route.
Did you do music ever while you were in school, or that came after you had?
See, I used to always know how to sing, but I ain't never used to go to the studio record, or I ain't never used to take it serious. So when Baby started rapping, he was like, you know how to sing? We just went in the studio and they did a song. Then ever since then, I just been rapping.
Was this after you had dropped out, or right before it?
That was like when I was still in school.
Okay.
Like, so it was right before it.
You ever do music classes while you were in school? Did you ever do the band? Did you ever do chorus?
I had a chorus class, but I ain't never used to want to do it, like go to it, sing, none of it.
Were you ever the type that was like freestyle or battle rapping other classmates? Were you ever into stuff like that back in school or no?
No, I wasn't interested in all that.
talent shows? Ever participate in a talent show before?
No.
What about sports? Ever get involved in sports?
I used to play basketball, and I used to play football, like little league, like recreation center.
Never did like JV varsity stuff?
I played JV for basketball, but I ain't never played varsity.
Not good enough?
Yeah, I'm good enough. It's just like how I was saying with the streets. Like, I used to be like one of the best players on the team. It's just when you in the streets, you gotta just pick with one you really want to do. So I just had to choose the street. Well, really, I ain't had to choose it. Like, it really chose me.
You dropped out of high school. Is there ever thoughts on a GED or no?
Like, yeah, I feel like I should go back or like at least get some type of education.
And if you did, it would be the GED route.
Yeah, it'd be GED route.
Now, I remember asking you about jobs earlier. Did you ever, in your 18 years, apply for a job?
Never applied for no job.
Never did.
I don't really think that's for me.
Now, I asked about your parents. Are both parents in your life today?
I got my real mommy and my real daddy, not like a stepdaddy.
You have a stepfather?
Yeah.
Where's your biological father?
I don't even know him.
Never met him?
I met him like one time, but like we ain't never just like a father and son thing. How father and son do? We ain't never just got a bun or none of that. Like kicked it with each other. But I don't really know him.
What age were you when your parents separated?
I don't even know. Like ever since, I ain't really never seen him, so I don't even know.
Mm. What age were you when your stepfather came into the picture?
I say probably like 4, 5. It's my little brother, real daddy.
I see. Do you have a good relationship with your stepfather?
Yeah, I got a good relationship with him.
You do. Now, when I do interviews with people and their step-parents, some people have a good relationship with their step-parent, some don't. How were you able to have a good relationship with yours when I've interviewed others and they didn't?
See, some folks don't even like new people in their mom life type shit. Like they'll just be like try to stepdad. See, me and my stepdad got a real good bond. He don't try me. He my little brother, real daddy. So like really can't even like try to do nothing to him, nothing like that.
Mm.
Like him, mama, as long as he make my mama happy, shit, we good.
Now, as far as you're a biological father, would you like to have a relationship with him? You would.
Sure.
You would be open to
like
that.
if I can meet him today, I want to have a relationship.
Just curious. Any sort of, I know you want to have a relationship with him. Do you have any sort of resentment towards him? Do you have any?
Like, nah, I don't got no type of hate towards him. None of that.
You're open. Now, as far as siblings, you mentioned your brother. Do you have any other other siblings?
I got a big brother and a little brother.
So you're right in the middle.
Yeah, I'm in the middle.
Now, being the middle child, is that a tough position to be in or a sweet position?
I wouldn't really say. I'd say like it's in the middle. Cause like the first child really, I'd say the first child the toughest.
The older child?
Yeah, the older child. It's just like I'm just in the middle.
Anyone else in your family does music aside you, or just
me?
Just you. What does your family think about your music career choice? Taking that path?
They happy for me.
They supportive?
Yeah, they support.
Were they supportive right away, or did they have to warm up to it?
They were supportive right away.
They were.
So when they found out I was going to the studio rapping, they were supportive.
Now, it's one thing for parents to be supportive of what their child does. It's another for them to actually like what their child does. What do they think about the music? Do they like the music?
Yeah, they like it. Say if I go to the studio and make a song tonight, I'll probably go in the house and let them hear it. And they like it.
What about the cussing?
See, they really can't say nothing like too much. Cause I'm really grown now.
Have they had a chance to see you perform live yet?
I just showed them a video, like me perform, but I ain't never just came and seen me perform. Like I probably just have a video on record, me performing, and I just come and show them.
Maybe sometime soon.
Yeah, they gonna, for sure.
Now, when it comes to your mom, when it comes to your stepdad, best advice either of them have ever given you at this point?
Shit, for my mom, the best advice she gave me was to like get out the streets. She just always try to tell me to stay in school. My stepfather, like he don't really be trying to say too much to me, like, 'cause like he ain't my real daddy. But like he don't try to help. Like he'll try to tell me the same thing my mom be telling me, like, you need to go ahead and get back in school, stay out the street. Streets ain't where is it or something like that.